Mike, just for the general audience and maybe for young footballers coming up, can you explain to them how the agent's commission works and what an agent's actually allowed to charge a footballer and sort of the contractual stuff that's related to getting an agent? Maybe that's a young footballer coming up for the first time and doesn't have any idea about what an agent's actually entitled to with regards to a footballer.
Okay, so let's talk about FIFA's rules and regulations. FIFA are very specific and become even more specific with what football agents can charge and how they can charge it. Okay, or how they can charge their fees. It depends on the value of the contract. Once you get above a certain threshold, the percentage reduces, and there is a maximum percentage that is stipulated in your rules and regulations pertaining to football agents and what they can charge. There's also a mechanism whereby, with the permission of the player and the football club, the club can pay the commission on behalf of the player. And again, it depends on the value of the contract. There could be a split where the club pays half and the player pays half. So it's all stipulated within FIFA's ambit. When you sign a representation agreement as a licensed agent with a player, it's more or less a standard agreement. A few clauses, you can adjust here and there, but it's a standard agreement. And certain clauses by law have to be inserted. I don't have to tell you, for example, the one definitive clause deals with the length of time that you can sign a contract as a representative of the football player, and that's 2 years max.
Just for transparency, I mean, obviously you brokered my deal with AmaZulu a couple of years ago now, and you did your commission structure directly with the club, and I said to you, this is what I wanted to earn. You said, cool, no problem, Mike, and you went off and you did it, and then you obviously took your commission on top of the deal. Is that how you structure most of your deals, or are there any times where you maybe sign a 10% commission with your players? How do you prefer to do your dealings with your players?
We don't have, in South Africa, we don't have one footballer that pays us directly, unless it's a deal we've pre-agreed with that footballer because the club does one. Okay. But one thing I can tell you, which I hold in very serious light, and agents should never be allowed to do this, is double dipping. So
that was my very next question.
Yeah, no, it should never be allowed. And by the way, there should be total transparency.
Can you just break that down, Mike? Can you explain what that is for the audience?
Yes. Let's say, for example, so the rules have changed quite drastically. You can earn money from both the footballer you represent and the engaging club, but you cannot earn money from the selling club and the footballer in any deal, and you cannot earn money from the selling club and the purchasing club. So the only time that you are, with today's rules and regulations, allowed to earn from both sides is if you engage with a football club on behalf of your player. But again, there's still limits to the percentages you can charge. So let me give you an example. Let's say I do a big deal, and it's above $200,000 in terms of the player's wages. The maximum allowable percentage there, according to FIFA's new rules and regulations, which, by the way, is still being hotly contested worldwide, is 6%. 3% from the player, 3% from the engaging club, or 6% directly from the player, or 6% directly from the engaging club. Below $200,000, it's 10%. So if I negotiate a deal on your behalf with a football club, you should be 100% aware of the commission I am charging the football club. That's the transparency that I believe has to exist in football. Otherwise, how do you know what I'm earning? If you say to me, I'm happy with X amount, if you're happy with X amount and I can get you X plus 50%,
yeah,
I should only take
the 50%.
So that's where I believe, and I hope it doesn't happen often, but that's where I believe agents are wrong. If the player is not aware of what they're earning and they earn more than the percentage that is allowable according to the rules and regulations of FIFA.
Mark, you have obviously...
Mike, just to add to that, not one player pays us commission.
Yeah, I prefer that structure personally because I've obviously been burnt in the past. You are aware of my history with agents. So, I mean, I've been burnt in the past. So that is some advice I would give to players, is to rather, I prefer that structure where the agent takes their deal, their cut from the club, and they do their commission that way. Like,
and make sure as a
just more
player,
transparent.
you say to the club, I'd like to know what my agent is earning. Transparency
100%.
is vital. In any relationship, transparency is vital. So why should it be any different between a football agent and his or her client?
Yeah, and if they don't want to disclose that, then that's a big red flag.
It's a red flag. Of course it is.
Yeah.